welcome to the Matt and Monica podcast. We are not home right now. We are at a waterfall location, and we just wanted to show you some of our, ability to go wherever you want, and that's something we really, really want to focus on, is just being kind of unique and recording episodes anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. We want to take this kind of the next level, kind of implement more of what we love about life and just...
Which is nature. That's like one thing we absolutely are obsessed with.
And our dog.
And our dog.
Not plural anymore because, as most people know, our pit bull that was on the cover of our podcast has passed away. But anyway, we're going to try a couple different things. We're going to try to promote more entrepreneurs and people that have tried to do their own thing after experiencing life in real adversity.
And overcoming everything. I think that the main thing is them going through all the stuff that they've been through, and they came out on top because they worked for it and they tried and they have all the strength and they didn't give up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But yeah, I should have almost sat you next to me so we could just have a conversation, but we kind of want to talk about just, being motivated and what motivates us to kind of make it through life, because I realize going through hard times, finding something that you love and spending time with someone you love, it's really healing. And when you can focus on something that you really enjoy doing, whether it's content creation or whatever your thing is.
Yeah, I think when people think of the word motivation, they think they need the motivation to do schoolwork or motivation to get up in the morning or motivation to work out. But it's not just that. It's motivation to do things, with other people, which is hiking or getting hobbies that just keep you moving, I guess. Because in my head, sometimes I think of motivation like I need the motivation to work out, and you make me motivated. Usually. And I know I need to work on making you feel motivated or working out and all that kind of stuff. But it's not just about working out or eating healthy. It's keep yourself motivated to think positive or to be kind or giving. It's everything.
Yeah, when you output good in this world, I truly believe good things are going to happen to you. And if you really put effort into trying, because the people in this world that aren't trying, or they feel bogged down by life and they don't have hope, it doesn't seem like those people really have, I don't know, they don't really have any grasp on reality almost. They expect things to get better, but they don't want to put effort into making their lives better.
They think that it's just going to happen, and they don't just happen. Sometimes people are lucky, or whatnot. But when you're in a slump, you kind of need to pull yourself out. You can use people or things to help you come out, but that's all on you.
Yeah. It kind of goes back, and I keep hearing this expression. I've seen it online a couple different times. I definitely screwed up last time I talked about it, but they claim they did an experiment, with mice or whatever back in the 1950s. It's not really ethical, but they put them in a bucket of water and they checked the average amount of time that it took for these rats or mice or whatever to drown. Sit down, lay down. And it was like 3 minutes or something like that. And after somebody were to take the rats and they would save them right before they drowned, they would let them recoup, they'd put them back in the water, and supposedly those rats would swim for like 60 hours is what it was.
Because they had hope that they would be saved.
Yeah.
Right? Or they thought that something would happen to pull them out of their danger or whatever they were.
And I think people, and I've learned that. I learned that through the military. I learned that from hiking. When we did that 3-mountain hike in the Adirondacks, which is nothing to some people, but it was awesome. It was one of the best times of my life.
It was. And it was challenging.
Like half an hour into that hike, we were going up the hill because it was like a 4-mile hike back there to the base of the mountain.
Yeah.
By the time we hit the bottom of the mountain, I was like, man, I'm already tired. I'm not going to be able to do this.
Yeah. I felt
you know what? One foot in front of the other. And
but it's almost like when it got really, really hard, it just was hard. It didn't get harder. It was just hard the whole time. But it's so rewarding when you complete it, when you get to the top. When you get to the bottom.
Here, just so you can hear yourself, you'll quiet down a little bit.
Oh, I'm really loud. Yes. I apologize. I talk very loudly.
Oh, she's annoying. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, here we are with our dog enjoying life.
It's beautiful
I need
out,
to
sun
talk
is
quieter
shining.
too, but you'll get used to the echo. At least it'll give you
Yeah, and I'm like,
like.
sorry, it's gonna like, I'm gonna be like, wait, what?
But I'll
It's
turn
okay.
down a little bit for us.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
So today is absolutely beautiful day, and actually it's like really warm, and I'm almost too warm with this on right
yeah,
now. But when the shade comes, I'm like too cold, so I'm
yeah.
just gonna be
I
content.
took a
I
day
guess.
off from work today. It's the first day I had off. Well, I've had some days off, but
We're
they weren't for days off. Let's just say.
yeah. Yep.
But I started a new job, and I really actually kind of wanted to talk more in depth. I talked a little bit about this on the episode with Nania Reeves, CEO of Trip that we just interviewed. Nanea, sorry. Oh, she's gonna kill me. Literally talked about screwing up her name on the episode with her.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't screw it up
She'll
with
laugh.
her. But
Yeah.
anyway, I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome, and I never really knew what it was, but
Time out. This is really tight on her neck, babe.
oh, it's because it's all wrapped around your boot, and
She's okay. She can lay down.
all right.
I mean, she's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
I guess.
we're kind of on
But
like a
anyway,
little island, but yeah. So
imposter syndrome.
It's one of those things that it's able to completely not break me, but when I'm confident, I'm great. I'm great at my job. I feel like I'm better at working out. I'm better in my relationship.
Yeah, it's like you're unstoppable. You have all this like inner power that you just are so strong and going and going and going.
And I feel like when you're not, and when I'm insecure, which is it's a lot of the times, I'm questioning. Like I felt like a lot of my life, I just been very lucky, which I have been. I've been pretty fortunate. I grew up with very little by some people's standards, but I grew up with a mom and dad that loved me and a family that loved me, and it's one of those things that it really changes your perspective when you don't grow up with much, but in a sense grow up with more than anybody could ever wish for. There's nothing I would change about my childhood. Even the bad things that have happened, and honestly, I had the conscious decision or conscious discussion with her. I think it was like 2 days ago. I was driving home, and I'm like, a lot of what I'm going through, and if people knew what I was going through, they'd be like, "You're out of your damn mind." But I don't know if I would change anything because it's really helped me kind of analyze myself and.
Well, everything that is hard that we all go through is here for a lesson and to help make us grow, whether we cause it upon ourselves or some outside force or whatever causes it on us.
Yeah.
We're supposed to learn from it.
Yeah.
So everything that happens good and bad, we're supposed to learn and grow.
I mean, yeah, but how many people do the same things over and over that are just
because they're not learning?
Yeah, well,
they're not understanding why
they're not
or
putting
what
effort into change to make themselves better.
Right.
But,
and it's the care. I'm so about caring. Everything that you do, you need to care, whether it's like you're making healthy decisions for your body or your family or your schoolwork or your job. You gotta care.
I feel like everybody, including myself, has rationalized all of their bad decisions most of their life. And I'm not saying like I haven't made any horrible decisions, but there's a lot of people that will do things over and over and over, and they'll claim, like, yeah, I'm putting effort into life. I mean, until you're really putting in effort to the extent there's change, you're not putting in effort. You're really not.
Or they think people are hindering them.
Yes, blaming everybody else for their problems.
Exactly.
Whatever's happened to me, it's because of everything else, not my own actions.
But everything we do, we need to focus on making ourselves better for everyone else.
The whole younger me, and I've listened to a lot of motivational bullshit over the past year, and I'm okay with it. It's just, it sounds corny, but until you had the year that I've had, you can't judge it. But these motivational speakers talk about, a lot of them do, if they could talk or write a letter to their younger selves, and boy, what I would do to go back in time.
What would you tell yourself?
When things get hard, change your perspective about whatever's going hard. Look at it as if it's happening for you rather than to you, because the hardest things I've ever went through have changed me into a person that I genuinely am happy with myself. And I've never made the conscious thought ever my entire life.
How many people are able to say that?
Yeah, not many. Because it sounds like, it almost, to me, it sounds like, initially, sounds like an arrogant statement.
Okay,
but
so throughout your life, everyone's trying to teach you to love yourself and take care of yourself. You need to love who you are. But then
people
if
try
you
to teach that. They should.
well, okay, when I was growing up, your parents are like, you should love yourself, take care of yourself or whatever, or, whatever.
Sorry, guys.
She's across the river.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so I wanted to make a point where in life, in general, adults are trying to teach kids or young adults to love themselves and take care of themselves. But when you're older and you say, I love myself, I love who I am and who I'm becoming, then you're arrogant.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just don't understand that. Like, you should love yourself and you should be proud that you love yourself.
Yeah.
And the work that you're putting into yourself.
Yeah. If you can become somebody that you're happy with, it is life-changing. Just output good, try to help other people, like for example, I got thinking to myself, well, man, why can't I use this platform hypothetically if I ever got, bigger, like try to promote, small business. Yes. There we go.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So we're talking about promoting, local small businesses and whatnot.
Back to that.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a couple of different companies and whatnot in small business and entrepreneurs. I've been networking a lot on LinkedIn, and it's pretty cool. I got an entrepreneur from Europe that would like to be on our podcast. I imagine virtual.
Yeah, but I think like speaking about like local businesses, restaurants and stuff around our location, they are aware of what we're doing and they're so like thankful, and it's just really cool to help.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and anybody that wants to start something that they've always wanted to do, a dream that they always want to, maybe start a business or manufacture something, or so I got a good friend of mine he's creating kind of everything and anything, using CNC and plasma cutters and all that stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Shout out to Striker Steel. He's doing his own thing, making these tractor mounts and tractor mirrors, handles for tractors, and he's able to pretty much fabricate anything. Some of the stuff that he showed me that he's done, it's just incredibly wild.
Yeah.
He's actually supposed to make me some wraps for my cameras, which he did. They didn't quite, they weren't up to par to what he wanted. So he
wasn't satisfied with it. So I applaud him because he didn't want to give you a product that he wasn't happy with.
Yeah.
And that's very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kind of back to the whole, and I do this all the time, definitely have ADD. Back to the whole imposter syndrome. I've always thought to myself, I've gotten to where I've gotten from just sheer luck. And I've realized this past year, I don't think it's, I've been pretty fortunate. I'll say I am kind of lucky, but in the grand scheme of things, life is short. If you just try to do the whole ready, fire, aim. Yes. Hey, stop. Ready, fire, aim is something I heard from Eddie Perno's Your World Within podcast. And hey, stop it. And
stop it.
No. Lay down. And
speaking, like having motivation.
Arrow, no growling.
Arrow.
The whole ready, fire, aim principle is, you don't have to ready, aim, then fire, because when you are firing, you're going to learn where your targets are, where you're hitting, I should say. And it's incredibly been beneficial for me, as far as most of my life. I put very little thought into a lot of the bigger decisions that I've made, for example, joining the military and stuff like that.
So sporadic.
Yeah. No regrets.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like, that Friday, we just randomly, same day, hey, let's go for a motorcycle ride. No destination.
Yeah.
We ended up going to Mount Washington, which, I posted some pretty cool stuff on that.
Which, by the way, was like one of the most fun times I've ever had in my life.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, highly recommend.
Yeah.
So, I think people need to work on the whole imposter syndrome thing. And it's about...
Well, how do you do that?
Because I'm I am like that sometimes.
No, I'm saying, how do you work on it?
Well, just like, for example, like, yeah, you have to, all the issues in your life, you have to recognize imposter syndrome or whatever it may be. You have to know that you have that issue first. That's number one step. But like, for me, I'm like that sometimes, but you're like that way more.
Yeah, but my job, you know, I have a pretty high level job, not discrediting your job. Your job's incredibly important. But you know, the fact that I don't have any certs or a college degree, you know, I've always been so insecure about, you know. So when people find that out, I feel like they're like, you know, I didn't go through all that trouble earning that. What have you done?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but
I put in the work, you know.
You did, and you don't stop. You go after what you want. Yeah. And I think people are like in awe that you have come so far.
I'm in awe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I you know, I work in IT. I worked as a system engineer and worked as a senior system engineer, and now work as a security engineer. I love my job. I love the company I work for.
Yes, but you don't get stagnant in your job. You're like, okay, this is, you know, what I want to do. Work with technology, blah blah blah. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Like, you're always trying to go a step ahead.
But it's never been for money. As weird as that is. I mean, money's an incentive, but I've always, like, I could have cleaned toilets for a living. I've always said that. I don't care what I do. No, I'm serious. Like, I don't mind, as long as I don't mind the place that I'm working at, and you know,
and the people you work with.
I've never complained about any of my last jobs. You know, I really enjoyed working everywhere I've ever worked.
The general population's like, oh, I don't like working here because these people, or then this other job, I don't like working here because I heard it was bad because of this, or what they make you do, or these people. But every place has a thing.
Every job I've ever worked.
Yeah.
And I would tell people where I'm about to go work. I've always had people talk shit about where I was going to work. Every job. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I've heard people talk shit about the military. And then I see people that post how, like, they hate it and they don't recommend anybody ever joining the military, the army, or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not saying it's always easy.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you know, like, I got some of the best memories I've ever had out of the hardest times I've ever had. And some of the hardest times I've ever went through, you know, were in the military.
Yep. You know, a lot of people aren't as positive as you too. So that's another thing that people need to, you can train yourself to be positive.
Anybody
think on the bright side of things.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
Yeah. There's some guys walking up here, but
we can pause.
Yeah. It's all good. How you doing, man?
Hi. Hey,
it's okay. No, you're fine.
Okay. You're not scary. Stop.
All right. We got a little interrupted, but it's cool. Some people are coming down here to
see you later.
See you later, man. Some guys came down here to take some pictures next to the waterfall. Can't blame them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
You can kind of feel like the water off of it too.
Mist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yep.
But yeah, we were talking about imposter syndrome and whatnot, and you know, it's, again, you know, I just wanted to say it's one of those things. If you put effort into working on it, putting myself out there, like when I posted my first YouTube video ever, I was literally shaking. You know, granted, it was a hard time in my life. You know, I talked about going into the walk-in mental health clinic for an evaluation just because I was very concerned about my stress level, just going through real life issues that I had no control over.
Yeah.
And guess what? That police officer that helped me out, and he just sat down next to me while I was there. He was just bullshitting me. He saw the look on my face. He was a combat vet, served, I believe, a couple tours in Iraq, Afghanistan. And I wrote a letter to the VA, you know, thanking them for this guy and just, you know, what he did. And what he did was something that was so simple, but so different than what most people do. You know, he was trying to just be there for some guy he didn't know at all. He had no reason to do that. And I wrote a letter, and he ended up getting what's called an I Care Award. And he sent me a picture of it on Instagram. Him and I are now friends. You know, not friends. You know, we talk once in a while, kind of check up on each other.
That's so cool, though. And people like him, though, don't do that to be recognized. You know, he does it because that's who he is.
Yeah.
He wants to help people.
Yeah. I talked to him. I'm like, dude, start a podcast. You know, it'd be cool to have his guests in that. I mean, he didn't show much interest, but Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Maybe someday.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't live too far away, so
Yeah.
I'll have to make a short of this conversation, send it to him.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you said that'd be cool.
But yeah. So another thing I wanted to kind of touch on, I recently made a decision to go take my kids skiing. And if anybody has not skied or hasn't skied lately, it is what I like to call expensive as fuck. Excuse my language.
Yeah, it kind
But
of is.
yeah, I mean, we went to a big resort and it was like a special trip, and I almost pulled the plug on that trip like 100 different times the night before when I was trying to check out, and
Yeah.
I didn't. And I'm like, you know what? I've done that my entire life. I've
Mhm.
thought about doing things and then not done them. And it
Yeah.
turned out being like one of the most memorable, beautiful, perfect days of my entire life for not only me but my kids.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many times I've missed out on incredible memories just because I was too damn cheap or just reluctant or
Yes,
concerned.
but it's hard nowadays. Everything is so expensive, and people, it's hard to live now. You got to pay your bills, and you have to prioritize what you need to do. So
Yeah.
certain things in life are expensive. I used to try to save money to be able to do things, and some people have to do that.
Yeah, but our
But
time is now. It's like, what do we
it is,
do?
but
Save your money for the golden years. What are your golden
right.
years?
No, I get
60
that.
and broken and unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but
Like,
excuse me. I
about,
think
we talked about that a million times. About like,
gave us the best summer of our lives.
yes,
And
during the hardest
yeah,
summer of our lives.
yeah,
I shouldn't say our lives because you've had, some past experiences that arguably harder.
yeah. Can't compare.
Yeah, you can't, but kind of can. I mean, if somebody stubbed their toe and that's what they're broken today, and then somebody else
Okay.
lost a family member to cancer, it's like you
I get
compare,
that.
but
That's yeah. I mean, using your mind, like your brain, to compare, not compare type of thing for issues and whatnot is.
yeah, out of respect. Especially.
Yeah. Everyone goes through the hard times, but anyway, like doing little things like that, you got to think about things that you can do with your family or husband or wife, whatever. That doesn't cost a lot. You know, like you can go hiking. Gas and food.
Yeah.
Hiking is free. Going in Mother Nature is free.
People don't like doing things that take effort, though. And the only enjoyable things in this world, as far as I'm concerned, take effort. And like it's
unfortunately that's society nowadays. We're so dumbed down and so like made to be lazy.
Well, I think it's working as intended.
Absolutely.
The more technology evolves, the more that wants to keep people inside. If it's not for one reason or another.
Yeah. Yep.
And I eventually do want to talk. I don't want to get controversial about politics or anything like that, but I really do think it'd be a good idea to like putting our viewpoints out there.
Yeah.
Only want what's good.
Yeah.
For pretty much everybody.
We want humanity to have a chance and humanity to work together. It's not this side versus this side. We all need to love. Like
there are topics that I don't think anybody in this planet could argue, like the drug issue in this country right now, the opioid epidemic, the methamphetamine epidemic. Like I read online that people under 50, the number one cause of death for people under 50 is drug overdose. And again, I say this pretty much every podcast, or I end up stumbling upon this subject. My sister overdosed, or technically didn't overdose. She had organ failure and stuff from long-term opioid and you name it addiction. And she's an incredibly good person.
Yeah.
But it's and I'm not alone. And I see it all the time. I see it right now with people we know and love and care about. It's easy for me to judge because I've been very fortunate to never go down that road. But at the same time, it's choice. Make good choices in life.
Yeah,
it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I've never, ever made a choice in my entire life that was wrong and didn't know it was wrong when I was doing it. And I have made bad choices.
I am very, I wouldn't say passionate about this point of view, but everything we do in life is our choice. And it's free will. You have a choice to go down this road or this road. And usually when you go down certain roads, you have an idea of what the outcome could be.
Yes.
You don't go usually blinded.
Yeah.
So if you are an abuser of, alcohol or drugs or whatever that's hurting you.
Yeah.
That if you try to get help, then that road is probably better than not getting help.
Yes.
That. And
I really do believe that life is a series of just like making choices where it's bad's over here, is good's over here. You have a fork in the road. Every decision that you make, every time you make a negative or positive decision, it's going to put you a little bit closer to that alignment.
Yep.
And because I don't think there's anybody. I mean, there might be a few people out there that are completely uninformed, but I don't think there's anybody that's ever been like, okay, I'm about to try heroin. This probably is going to be completely fine and not affect my life negatively at all.
Right, like I'll be fine. Yeah.
Or or meth or anything. It's like
right. Yeah, I know.
And it's easy to judge though, because how easy would it be to be a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid in front of you, try it. It's easy to point fingers and say that's a piece of shit person. I don't think so, and I remember explaining that to my nephew and niece, because they drew a short straw as far as a parent with addiction.
I think people label people that have any sort of addiction are pieces of shit people, and they're not all like that. Some of them are, but they're not all like that.
Yeah.
There are such good people that are having issues right now, and yeah. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to see the light in the darkness. You can't find it.
Hope. You have to just assume things are going to get better, no matter how hard they get. Because as soon as you lose hope,
stop blaming your addictions and stuff on other things or other people. There's a time and a period of time and all of that to cope with sadness or loss or whatever it may be. Drugs and alcohol is not the answer. There's so much more out there that is good for you to help cope with whatever you're going through.
100%. I mean, yeah. And if there's anybody in this world that should inspire people to make good choices and turn their life around, I mean, you turn your life around incredibly, like unremarkable.
Like 100%.
And ironically, this person sitting next to me gives me more inspiration that things are going to be okay in life than anything, because after what I went through with my sister, I definitely have, I don't want to say PTSD, but I think PTSD can be applied to traumatic events in life. Me losing my sister to an overdose or to drugs.
Yeah.
Like now when I hear about people that are getting into drugs, I think I tend to think more negatively than I should, but it's quite understandable.
Because you're fearful of the worst outcome that could possibly happen.
Which I watched.
Yes. Yeah. But for me, my hope and faith in life, that life can become beautiful with your own choices to fix your issues, is because I know that for a fact, for personal experiences, I know, and that's why I try to tell you that at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I am just such a positive, happy person, I think, because I look at what I went through and I look at like today, right now, like look what we're doing. If I can get through all that shit and work on myself and love myself, then anyone can. And I know it sounds so stupid because I say that all the time. I know people, but it's so
signal. No, and like that's the thing, like, and that is I'm the most fortunate person on the entire planet, because I think I have the most inspirational person I've ever known in my entire life sitting next to me on this podcast. So, and it's a thought I was kind of having as we were driving here. I didn't say it was like, because we're trying to have big people on our podcast because we want to do big things and help as many people as possible,
and make the biggest impact that we can.
I'm never going to have anybody more inspirational than her. I really don't think so. No, just because I know your story inside and out, not as well as you do, obviously. And it's like, it helps assure me that I pray to God that everything's going to be all right in life, no matter how hard it gets.
And it will. And that's like the whole worrying or thinking positive is manifesting the good. Yep. You got to be like, everything's going to be okay, because if you're like worrying,
lay down.
And you think everything's just going to go to shit and nothing's going to work out and nothing's going to get better, then nothing is going to get better.
Yes. Because if you believe that you're never going to do better, then you're going to also
not do better.
You're not going to be motivated to make yourself do better.
And I think people are like, oh, this world hates me, blah, blah, blah. This world and everything is for you. This world wants to see you grow and thrive. And this world loves you.
Okay.
And people need to know that.
Yep. No, 100%. It's right there.
I don't know. I think I get sad for people that are so sit. Sit. I get sad when people feel like they have no hope and they think everything is against them.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's actually the opposite. They're making their own life against themselves.
Yeah.
But anyway, the sun feels absolutely amazing.
Like, what a perfect freaking day to try this out.
Yeah. So perfect.
We have big plans, guys. We want to do this. We want to do this on our boat. We want to do this on islands. We want to do this.
We want to do it everywhere.
It's beautiful that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, my dream one day, I'm going to monetize. I'm 100% confident. I know I'm going to be able to monetize stuff.
I know so. I think so. I know so. It's going to happen. But
my problem is just keeping the motivation to continue to put content out there. Like, it's exhausting. And, and I work a full-time job and got kids and
there's sports and there's
so life.
It's yeah. I mean, that's true, but yeah.
I don't know. I'd really like to, someday maybe do this, bring a podcast to other, bigger people that are bigger than us. And then I'd like to, because they say find the rewards in between the gaps. I hear that on thanks, Nanea. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to continue to try to find those rewards and reach out to people. And
well, you can weave in and out of all the shit in your life because you learn to cope with it or to deal with it, and you learn from it. So you have to go and, like you said, find the rewards in the gaps, and that's literally life.
I had Mel Robbins respond. Via email. I'm sure it was probably like one of her, it was somebody from her company, but it was a genuine email that it wasn't all auto-generated.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. She's someone to look up to.
Oh, man.
Yep.
And Jordan Peterson, man,
amazing.
I thought he was at his pinnacle a couple of years ago, and I listened to him recently again. Is something last night, actually. You fell asleep on elbow, or I'm like, oh, this is so good. Everything he's saying. I look over and she's snoring.
That's like one of the other episodes that we did is when I'm falling asleep when he's like, hey, watch this, and I'm like just passed out.
Yeah.
I can't keep my eyes open. Yeah. But anyway, he's amazing. Everything he says, I'm just like trying to soak it in. Yeah. I'm trying to learn from him.
I'm still, my goal, Eddie Pirano is going to be either on my podcast one day or I'm going to be on his.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't make me wait until I'm able to come up with the money to join his.
I know.
What the company is that he just started. But it's essentially to, slingshot content creators and people that are trying to do their own thing.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. But, yeah.
This makes me want to go swimming if it was a little warmer.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, we do ice.
Yeah, it's not that far-fetched. I know people think we're crazy, but you guys should do it.
Yeah, we did a cold plunge right before our last podcast with Nanea. And I don't know, man.
I was
pretty amped.
Yeah, like literally, if anyone wants to do it with us next time, let us know. Do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of getting later
it'd actually probably have to be like the next few days. It's supposed to be warmer next week, I think. Not that the water is going to get warmer.
Go back. I don't want you to choke yourself. Lay down.
Sit. You're doing good, honey.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Any subjects? Anything? Best part of our podcast. I like shooting from the hip. I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
There is something that I want to talk about really quick that has been going on the last few months. And I don't want to talk about anything sad, but there's been a lot of sadness and death lately.
Oh, man.
A lot. And everywhere. I don't know why, and I don't understand. I don't think any of us do.
Yeah.
But I think people need to know that you got to soak in every day. And you need to show the people that you love them so much.
Yeah.
And you just got to know at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay. Arrow. Just stop that for a minute.
Yeah.
Arrow, stop.
All right. We're going to continue.
Yeah, so I was just talking about the sadness and death that's been going on to everyone that I know, it's all over social media and all my friends and family, we're all losing people or pets. And it's okay to feel your emotions. You need to sit in them for a while.
Yeah.
And it's okay to never get over it, because we're never going to get over losing something special. That love will always be there. But as time goes on, you'll learn to kind of cope with it. But it's okay to, let it out every now and then. And I still do about Samus. It's not really, it's been,
a couple weeks.
Few weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
And I still cry over it. And I mean, not always.
We did everything with that dog. Like literally everything.
Literally
everything. On the boat with us all the time. She would be here right now. Without
hiking with us, sleeping with us, like literally in our bed. And she,
hindsight's 2020. They say put preventative flea and tick stuff. Our dogs didn't have fleas, so I'm like, I don't need that shit, because I grew up with my parents always having flea issues, so they always said get flea medicine.
Yeah.
Samus never had fleas. We never had fleas in our house, so I never put the preventative tick stuff on. Yeah. And guess what? I now have a dog that I lost from kidney failure that
we think is caused by.
Well, she tested positive for all 3 tick-borne illnesses, which all 3 of those tick-borne illnesses had potential to hurt kidneys. Yep. And I guess it's very rare to have all 3. She tested positive for 2, so lay down.
Yeah.
Lay down.
But anyway, I just want everyone to know that it's okay to feel your feelings.
Hey. Shit. Okay, lay down. Sorry. Dog abuse.
Anyway, just with everything that's been going on, feel your feelings. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to let it out. And, seclude yourself for a while, but then don't sit in it, and the people that you have lost or whatever, they don't want you to be sad.
Whatever you're going through, it doesn't have to just be loss.
Yeah, but I was specifically talking about there's been an awful lot of loss lately.
Well, not just loss, just negativity in general.
Yeah. Arrow,
lay down.
Sit. Stay. I'm so sorry.
And that was something we were talking off camera. I listened to Eddie Pirano again, and he was talking about getting into his vehicle that he recently purchased, and he's he talked about how he was never a materialistic type of person, but he's like just kind of looking around, and I've done this so many times over the past few years where I'm like, I was living in my parents' basement. She was living in her parents' basement when we met, and fresh out of divorce, have a job where I was kind of starting over and doing new, getting into IT. I was broke. I was insecure as ever about my current situation, and man, we turned everything around. And I got a pretty badass truck now that I'm really appreciative of. I got a boat and these toys, and I'm like,
I've looked around too, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, like who ever would have thought? Absolutely, but But anyway, and I don't mean this from a materialistic standpoint, but from somebody that grew up with very little, and
you're like one of the least materialistic people that I've ever met in my life. You are you'd rather go do stuff and make memories than just buy shit. That's like you. I think that's so important for people to know. You can buy everything you want in the world, but you're not going to die with it. You're not going to.
Yeah, bring things into your life that are going to give you adventure. We could have invested into our house. We know we need a lot of things in our house that we don't have. We have 1 bathroom, for God's sakes. But
it's all good. It works.
It does. But
the memories, you're going to take that with you. That's in your heart.
Snowmobiling, 4-wheeling, riding boat, and taking the kids out.
Trips on the motorcycle.
Motorcycle,
Hikes with the
Indian Challenger, just saying. Badass fucking bike. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it is.
Better than Harley. Just kidding. I like them both.
But, we are not, what do you say?
Oh, I have no brand loyalty.
Yes.
Of anything I have.
Nope.
New products.
You either like it or we don't. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But
so hard work, I think, obviously.
Oh, man.
Talking about your imposter syndrome from when I first met you to now, hard work. It's like you're working up.
Always trying to learn, always trying to better myself.
And you are, and it is showing.
It is. I'm hoping, because I've heard this, there's a trend with all these other entrepreneurs and people that try to do their own thing that go through a hard year. And a lot of people seem to imply, the more difficult of a situation you go through, the more it's going to help you, empower you, and slingshot you into success. And I don't mean success by financial success, I mean success like the real meaningful success, like being able to help other people. Like
I think it's like finding your huge purpose in life. It helps you find that and give it away because that's what you're supposed to do.
And if
Find your gift.
If we could utilize our platform to slingshot other people that are trying to also go through hard, or that have been through hard times, or not, just people that are trying to do their own thing.
Yep.
That is a goal of mine, and I don't think anybody that knows me personally would disagree. You know, like, don't get me wrong, you know, it'd be cool to be able to, you know, do something like this full time. You know, I'm many years away, I believe, from having that dream come true. But
yeah, well, crazy things happen in life. So
even if hypothetically we sucked, nobody liked our content, I'm enjoying this.
Well, there's a handful of people that we have helped already. So if we helped those people and that was it, then I would be satisfied.
100% worth it. Yeah. But anyway, how long have we been recording? I mean, let's go over here. Like 40 minutes or so. I
think 40-minute drive to people to work sometimes. What?
Yeah, so we're gonna hike up to the top of the waterfall. Maybe we'll take some like selfie type footage. I'm not gonna break out these cameras again. I'm too lazy.
I was gonna say, oh my gosh, that would take like another 4 hours to get up there and like start jibber jabbing.
Keep in mind, it takes like 30 seconds a camera to set up. I mean, then I got to reset them up to the phone. That's maybe a couple minutes, but it's still a pain. So we're gonna go to the top. Maybe get some more drone footage, and please stay tuned. And we always talk about this. We're trying to do our thing. I'm going to try to support other people and pay it forward. Other people could also pay it forward and support us, subscribe,
like, share, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, it's I'm confident that we're going to be able to do this, but it's just going to take time. The more people that help us out, the less time it's going to take.
Well, we're doing it right now, and we love it, and people are liking it, and that just makes our heart happy.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope you guys enjoy
your day.
Stay tuned for more, because this is only the beginning. Take care. Oh yeah, one more shout out.
Hey,
drone photography. Yeah, we are going to do drone photography. We have 2 weddings lined up right now.
3?
I have another one that I haven't told anything, just because we were planning on doing them for free for a while, and you know,
it's not going to be free forever. So we're trying to get our stuff out there now, so you can see.
Or, you know, depending on how much we can, you know, kind of promote ourselves, it may be a thing we do occasionally. But yeah. Anyway, if anybody that sees us online that is having a massive wedding that could get some really good face value out of, I'd definitely be willing to travel and do something like that.
Yeah, the drone footage is amazing, and you had just posted a short video at a swamp, and it had a bird in it in a tree, and he went around it, and it was amazing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's in my Facebook. My reels. I have my public Facebook. Personal, it's my certified one. It's the Matt's Policy one. Then we also have the private. Then the Matt Monica podcast page.
There's a lot.
I hate the social media aspect of all this. I always say that.
But it is what it is. It's part of it.
So anyway, if anybody wants us to do their wedding and they believe it could be a great opportunity for us, we can do multiple angles, unlimited really. If the wedding's big enough, we would even be willing to do it for free, be willing to invest in more camera angles. We could record 12 different angles of your wedding, including us walking around interviewing people, do a compilation video of interviews with people, how they met the bride and groom. And
it would just be different points of view and stuff that we wish we had, like I said before, in our wedding. We wish... we missed a lot.
It was such a great day, but we were so focused on making sure we talk to everybody, interview people.
That's every wedding now. Every wedding is like that. So we want to be the extra little stuff behind the scenes to get all those little, you know, the memories that you miss.
Yep. But anyway, you guys take care. Thank you again for your support.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.